Howdy. I've been sitting here reading this Proposition 1A and trying to figure out what it's going to do. And it talks about these taxes that are taken on gasoline, and they use them to work on transportation purposes, which include constructing, maintaining, and operating public streets and highways, and acquiring the right-of-way and constructing public transit systems, as well as mitigating the environmental effects of these facilities. Well, recently, the state's been a bit of a pickle because the general fund was opened up by our previous governor, and Enron managed to sack the whole fund. Then Schwarzenegger comes in and says, well, let's take care of that debt by making a giant bond and increasing our debt, which, kind of left me scratching my head for a little bit there. Now, this proposition, because the state was in so much trouble, what they ended up doing was borrowing money from this particular tax to try and just support the general fund. And what this proposition does, it says, hey, we're going to put a time limit on that, and not only do you have to repay the money that you borrowed, which, again, doesn't make much sense because the general fund does a lot of good stuff, but then they also said, we're going to make it to where there's a time limit, so you can only borrow money for so many years. Well, the state's still in a bit of a pickle. They're taking money from the poorest people. I mean, they're asking students to pay more fees to go to college, etc., etc. That's called eating your seed corn in my territory. And I just looked at this measure and said, hell no, this doesn't make no sense whatsoever. If we really were concerned about transportation, well then by golly, we'd do a little bit better about efficiency and trying to increase this mass transportation. Well, the sales tax does go toward that, but as I can tell, there's other proposals on the ballot that do a lot better. Hello, Oliver. Thank you for not eating me. Anyways, well, that's my summary of Proposition 1A. I have to say, nay. So, howdy y'all, and have a good day.